In the last question, oh, from the Bucks, great. Why do the Saints suck? Great question. Didn't we sweep y'all last year? Welcome back to the DaBoot Tragedies, man. Another question and answer, man. I appreciate all of y'all that left a question in here or comment or whatever. I don't know. I haven't really read them. I'm going to kind of just read them right now and answer them as best as I can. First up, how many fantasy leagues are you doing this year? Also, you should stream a game or two live and give thoughts play-by-play this year. All right, first off, fantasy leagues. I did one last season. Only had like maybe 50, 100, 200 subscribers. Don't remember. And that one filled up pretty quick. So honestly, I don't know. I'll maybe do 3 to 4 to 5. It depends, man. The channel's grown a lot. I'll probably have over 5,000 subscribers at that time. So I'll definitely do a couple this year. I don't know, how many I'll do per se, but I'll definitely try to do a couple. Also, you should stream a game or two live and give thoughts play by play. Maybe. I may have to do that on like Twitch or something, just because I know YouTube will flag that, take it down. The NFL doesn't like when you're streaming their games and stuff like that. So maybe I can do it offline and then post it after or something like that. But I'll definitely look into it. Next up, thoughts on Ian Book. I'm no expert, but it's crazy to me how some players get one single chance to prove themselves and some get multiple seasons. I just see a good, moldable athlete with him. But because the investment was small, he is not thought of a serious possibility. That's kind of how it goes in the NFL, man. The investments, all that really matters. Just for, example, undrafted free agents, the guys that get 120K are going to have a better chance than the guys that get, 20K signing bonus. That's just kind of how the NFL goes. It's all about chance, man. Like I've always said, the elite guys, they separate themselves. But everybody in the middle, it's just all about opportunity. I do think he can be a good quarterback, but like you said, he'll probably never get the chance. And that's just kind of how it goes in the NFL. Honestly, it's really, really good players that never get to play in the NFL just because they never got that opportunity. And I think he may fall in that boat, or he may get a chance. You never know. He's just going to have to, fall in the right situation is going to have to fall into his hands. And then, man, the rest can be history. Just look at Tom Brady. He's sitting behind Drew Bledsoe. If he never gets hurt, we may never see Tom Brady being, one of the best quarterbacks ever. So that's just kind of how it goes in the league. Next up, do you feel that Bradley Roby might be a guy that gets traded by the start of the season if someone like Alontae Taylor steps up? That's a possibility for sure, because, I mean, we are good at corner right now. We have 5, 6 guys that, can play that position, especially with Tyron and PJ kind of being a little versatile, can play in the slot, that safety role. I can see it happening, especially if you can get some value back from him, because he'll probably not be back next year for sure. If you can get some value for him, a 3rd round pick, 4th round pick, if he's playing well, then I can see it happen. I also can see it not happening just because, man, corners go down a lot. If a guy goes down, you don't want to have to call Ken Crawley back, to come play for us. So maybe I can definitely see it happen. If I was to name one guy that was going to get traded this year, he'll be at probably the top of that list, though. So I could see it happening. Next up, what's your thoughts on Paulson Adebo? I think he's playing well enough to keep his spot. I definitely think so as well. I think he's going to come in as cornerback too. Just like last season. Maybe if a guy plays super, super great or he plays bad, they'll get a chance to, take his spot. But I think his spot is secured. They did draft a corner 2nd round, obviously, but I think he played well enough as a rookie, especially after taking 1 year off of football, that spot is secure for him. I don't think he has any worries on that front. What is your overall thoughts on Lance Moore as a player? He's my favorite Saint of all time. Good question, man. I love Lance Moore. One of my favorite receivers for the Saints as well. Can't forget in the Super Bowl, man, that catch for that 2-point conversion. Hell of a catch by Lance Moore right there. Solid. Super, super good player, man. A great possession receiver. He's like, this is going to sound crazy, but Lance Moore on steroids would kind of be like Michael Thomas. That good slot possession receiver. Wasn't the fastest, wasn't the quickest, but could always get open and things like that. I think Michael Thomas is just like the best possible version of Lance Moore. Like, basically, like I said, on steroids. What is your projected lineup on defense this year? Right now, I think it's fairly simple. If we come out just in a 4-3, I'll just call it a base defense. Actually, I'll just do like a 4 defensive linemen, 2 linebackers, and 5 DBs, 4-2-5, because that's basically the base defense in NFL right now. It'll just be Cam Jordan, Davenport, Shy Tuttle, David Onyemata. Then at linebackers, you'll have Demario Davis and Pete Warner. And at corner, Paulson Adebo, Marshawn Lattimore. Safety, Marcus May, Tyrann Mathieu, and a guy in the slot. Obviously, you got Gardner Johnson right there. Those will be the 11 guys that probably, play the most in that lineup. So that'll be it right there. I believe the Saints will get in the red zone plenty. With that said, what will be the strength of the red zone? What will the strength of the red zone offense be, run or pass? Honestly, both. You have Alvin Kamara. You have a good offensive line. I think the run game will be well. And then obviously you have Taysom Hill. That's a big part of that run game in the red zone. So I'll probably say it's almost even, just because finally, we'll have Michael Thomas back. We'll have Chris Olave now. We'll have Jarvis Landry, who's a good route runner. In that red zone, you need guys that can good routes and run good routes. And now you have 3 elite route runners at receiver. So that's going to be, an option as well. So I think it's kind of even. I know it's a cop-out answer, but I really think it's going to be super even this season. Who gets left out when the Saints only playing 2 safeties in a 4-3 defense? That's a good question. It depends. If it's in the open play, kind of like, 20-yard line, beginning of the game, it's probably going to be Gardner Johnson, obviously. Not obviously, but I think it's going to be Gardner Johnson with Marcus May and Tyrann Mathieu out there. But we rarely play 4-3 defense, man. We probably play that 10 times a game, red zone, stuff like that. It's going to be a rare occasion that we just have a 4-3 defense out on the field. Why do you think Jameis Winston and Tampa Bay didn't work? That's a loaded question, super loaded. I'll kind of keep it short. Tampa Bay sucked. They didn't develop him. They just kind of let him go out there and do what he wanted. He was the #1 pick. They really didn't try to help him or correct things, that he was making mistakes on. They just kind of let him do it. He was throwing 4 and 5 picks in back-to-back games, and no one tried to correct it, honestly. I mean, I think his vision may have something to do with it, but Tampa Bay, they just kind of got a new toy that could throw the ball around. It was like, hey, just do it. Throw 500 yards, 5 touchdowns, 5 picks. We don't care. They honestly just should have set him down like Sean Payton. Let him learn some things, make him, and also give him easy, throws to make and stuff like that. They just made it very difficult on him. He still did well, but they didn't make it easy on him. But I think that's a super loaded question. I wouldn't have time to answer it all, but Tampa Bay just didn't help him at all, man. They just threw him out there as a rookie and said, hey, you got arm talent, figure it out. That's basically what happened. Who, sir, is your greatest Saints player of all time? That's no question. That's Drew Brees. That's obviously, he's the greatest Saint of all time. Obviously, it's a quarterback position, so he's going to be up there. I think he's the greatest Saint of all time, best Saint of all time, whatever you want to call it. But my favorite player of all time is Reggie Bush. So that's just that. Obviously, he's not the greatest player of all time, but that's just my favorite player. Who is your favorite undrafted free agent this offseason? Lucas Crawl's up there. He's up there. I do, but I mean, Smoke Monday. Come on, man. Any guy that control the Falcons and, kind of been a Saints fan his whole life, and he got the best name in undrafted free agency, it's probably Smoke Monday for sure. If Jameis is half as good as he was last year, do you think we could win not only the NFC South, but the NFC period? Duh. We were on our way. We were 5-2 with them. 5-2. That's a pretty good record, especially with all the injuries we had in that Carolina game. We were definitely on our way to winning the NFC South for sure. But, the injury happened. I think if he's just where he was last year, Jameis does not have to be, a 5,000-yard passer, 45-yard touchdown guy. All he has to do is just be average. I think he'll be better than average. But if he's average with that defense, that run game, the weapons, the sky's the limit for the Saints. And if he plays anything above average to good to great, I think we'll win the Super Bowl, and that's not even being biased. Who that fam? If Marcus May gets suspended, should they play Justin Evers at strong safety and let Tyrann Mathieu play free safety, or keep Tyrann in the box and let P.J. Williams just run free? And if we can only keep one, Davenport or Gardner Johnson? Whoa, buddy, you can't put me on the spot like that with that second question. Oh, man. All right. First question first. If May gets suspended, you definitely let P.J. Williams run free and Tyrann Mathieu. That's just the best case scenario. Or with that Gardner Johnson tweet, he did say the Saints drafted me as safety. I think he was kind of giving subliminals. Maybe you run, Tyrann Mathieu back there and let Gardner Johnson play in the slot. And I mean, not in the slot, in the box, and then kind of put Roby in the slot or Alante or whoever. I think that may be, a possibility as well. I think I like that possibility better. But out of the guys you mentioned, definitely P.J. Williams back there. And if we can only keep one, Davenport or Gardner Johnson? Oh, boy. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I would say Davenport, I'm just considering he's healthy and everything. Obviously, well, actually, you can't consider that. I don't know. Davenport, just because it's harder to find a good defensive end, man. It's hard to find a pass rush. And if you're a Saints fan, you know it's hard to find a guy that can rush the passer. With Cam Jordan getting old, I think Davenport is a must. And our secondary is pretty good, man. They drafted Alontae Taylor. You got Adebo locked in for some years, and you got Lattimore locked up for some years. I mean, just because, I'm not saying I want to get rid of Gardner Johnson, but I think I would pick Davenport. But that's tough. That's a good question. That's super, super tough. What is our weakest link position-wise? That would be the guard position. I think that's obvious. We have Andrew Speed and Cesar Ruiz. Now, if you just mean as a whole, it won't be the offensive line. But, we're just going to say position-wise, just the guard position. After that, it's probably the running back position. I definitely did a rating on this. If you want to go check that out, just type in, I don't know what you have to type in, but I definitely rated all of the Saints position groups. But a specific position, guard position, oh my God, they're awful. They're not awful. Wink, wink. Is LaJordan Humphrey still with us? I don't know. That's a good question, man. That is a great question because, matter of fact, we'll just figure this out together, man. Yeah, we'll just figure this out together. LaJordan Humphrey, let's see. We'll just figure this out together, man. He's a free agent, so no. He is not with us. That'll answer your question right there. LaJordan Humphrey's not with us. Okay, cool. In the last question, from the Bucks. Great. Why do the Saints suck? Great question. Didn't we sweep y'all last year?